Hello everyone and welcome back to Modded Minecraft. So we are back on the FTOG server for a little bit more of Avant 3. And if you remember in the last episode we set up our shop in Spawn. And I've been over there and put some stock in there now. The steel has been slowly building up. And I've also made some concrete from immersive engineering, which is pretty easy. It's just a bit of gravel, some clay, and some slag and a water bucket. Yeah, pretty easy stuff. So I put that there, and yeah, I've kind of made it free really, and people can sort of donate if they want, because that seems to be the thing that's been happening on the server. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun anyway. But so this episode then, I want to sort of like continue on with the sort of the storage and the RF tools. And I've done a little bit of work on that in between episodes, or quite a bit of work actually, as it turns out. But yeah, from a technical point of view, not a lot, but from an organisational point of view, yeah, quite a lot. So what I've done is, as I sort of suggested at the end of the last episode, I've set up some remote storage. Now, if you've not seen this before, it is pretty easy. The actual block itself is, just go straight into this, is the remote storage block. And yeah, it's pretty similar to the storage block, except using ender pearls instead of, I think, maybe electrical steel. I'm not even sure now what it was. Can't remember. Oh yeah, it's a redstone. So yeah, so we got that, and so you got cards in here exactly the same as in the normal storage. And yes, I've used the tier 3, so you've got a total of 4 slots. And then what you need to do is you take a remote storage card. Now, if I just show you, I think if we just put in storage card, it'll bring it up. And yeah, so one of these. So you basically create that. You create yourself a tablet, and you end up with a storage. Yes, basically this. And you basically combine those two together in a crafting grid. So I lose my mind there. Before you do that, you basically take your remote storage card, you pop it in one of the slots, and it will give it an ID. Now, after that, yeah, you put it in the crafting grid, you combine the two together, and you get one of these items. So I've got 2, and the first one corresponds to this one, and the other one corresponds to this one, which I've only got one in there at the moment. And that is going to change, I think, potentially this episode. I'm not sure, but I've got something I want to show you anyway with this. But then basically you can access your inventory from anywhere. So the reason why I've been sort of quite busy is because if I just go upstairs, you can see I've got rid of pretty much all of the storage up here, apart from a few of the storage drawers. And that was just for items where I'd got a lot of them, and I didn't really want to sort of start wasting space in our new storage system with that, so they can stay there. And then the spaces, I've just filled those with some armor. I kind of got the idea for doing that from Link, to be honest, and yeah, I think it looks quite good. Fills in the gaps. And I don't know what I'm going to put in the rest of these gaps yet, but fine, we'll work something out. So yeah, I've tidied up a little bit. And yeah, if we go back downstairs again. So yeah, I've still got all my storage drawers here for all of this. I'm thinking to myself, probably I'm going to do away with these as well, and I'm going to replace that with the RF tools. More because I want to be able to access it from anywhere, and at the moment I can't. And yeah, I do get the feeling it might be starting to create a bit of lag, the amount of storage drawers that I've got. But yeah, I got rid of the ones over here, and yeah, so all pretty cool. Now, I mentioned in the last episode that the cards could be used to link the remote storage to your normal storage, and I can just show you an example of that back here. So basically, I've got a modular storage unit here, and if you just go into that, you can see instead of having a storage card in there, it's got one of the remote storage modules, and that corresponds to one of the IDs that's over in the remote storage. And I just want to work a little bit on that today because you can actually use this, and I think this is a pretty cool idea actually. It's kind of an alternative to having wires everywhere or conduits everywhere, or having to use the sort of dimensional transceivers or whatever. You can actually use the storage cards or the remote storage cards to move stuff about, and sort of it's more sort of move stuff about. It's more have it in more than one place at the same time, because for each of the cards that you link to a certain item, you can have that card anyway. So you can have one on you, and you can have one in as many of the storage of the modular storages as you want. And yeah, so that'll all be sort of accessible from there. So what I'm kind of intending to do is, well, we've got this situation at the moment. So we've got all of this rubbish coming in here from the mining dimension, and I'm having to sort of manually take out the ores and whatnot, and basically sort of take them over, go behind here, put them in the chest. I'm going to change that. So I think hopefully, let's just have a quick look inside here and just see if I've got any of the, yeah, I have. So I've got a couple of the modular storages already. So all we can do is get through the door first of all. Right, there we go. I was lucky. I almost didn't get through it again. So basically, we'll take this block out here and just grab that up. We'll pop another one of these here. Now, I'm not intending to put down too many of these because I don't really need them because we've got the modular, so we've got the remote storage. But also, I'm not sure whether or not these create lag as well. I'm just a little bit worried, to be honest, with anything storage based. But yeah, so more that we don't need them. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab this one out because this is the one with all of the finished ingots in, and I'm going to pop it into this one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another card and I'm going to link it to another one of these modular storages over here. Now, for now, what I want to do is I want to grab this, I want to put it here, and I want to grab an item conduit, which I'm hoping that I've got, because otherwise I'm going to pick this up and stuff is going to go absolutely everywhere. And there is no way that I am standing there moving all that around. As I say, I have spent quite a bit of time already in between episodes moving stuff about, and yeah, I've had quite enough of it. So there we go. So we're going to extract there. We're going to set that to insert, and then what will basically happen, I mean, nothing's going to happen at the moment because we haven't got a card in there. We're going to set up a card for this one, and we use this one over here to do this. So we need to get ourselves another one of the storage modules, and that is pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera now because I haven't got one of those prepared already. Well, at least I don't think I have. I'll just double check actually before I do say that I'm going to go off camera. No, we haven't. We've got some of the remote cards, and I'll just grab a couple of those because I'm going to need those, and they don't stack. So yeah, fine. And yeah, so I'm going to go away. I'm going to quickly create one of the tier 3 cards, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so got ourselves a tier 3 card. So all we need to do is pop that in there, and so that's going to be our new storage area for all of the stuff that goes in here. And then we take one of these remote cards and we pop that in there, and then that'll give that a new ID. So that's ID 38. And then we want to duplicate that. So that's also ID 38. And we leave that in there. And then we can put this in here. And we pop the remote card here. And then we go and pop the other remote card over the other side. So basically anything that goes in there will be duplicated. And I can just show you that really quickly. So just pop the other remote card in there. And if we now say, for example, Yeah, so that's already that is already filling up with stuff, as you can see. I don't even have to give you an example. So that's basically coming through from the mining dimension. Now, if I just get over here again, I can show you it is exactly the same thing. So that's fine. And once this is emptied this out, we'll pop this back up here, and yeah, that'll be fine. The only problem that we've got then is obviously this is going to have some stuff that if I just go in here and show you, I've kind of organized this sort of really, really loosely. So this is kind of like wood, flowers, foods, mob stuffs in. I've got all of my sort of, for want of a better word, sort of tech items in here, or stuff that I've that's sort of partially ingredients to building other stuff. I've got all my ingots and gems and sort of random ores in here. And then finally, I've got all of my sort of base blocks and stuff in there. And then in the other one, at the moment, this is literally just stuff that I couldn't really categorize anywhere else. So it's kind of like other. And yeah, this new one here is, say, this is the one that's collecting all the stuff from the mining dimension. And what will be left in there will kind of like almost be other. But that will obviously, some of this stuff like the redstone we know is already sort of categorized and stuff like that. So I don't know. I need some kind of a storage system, and yeah, I'll have a little bit of a think about that and how I'm going to do that. But basically, then we need to get this stuff happening over here, and this should be pretty easy, to be fair. So all we're going to need is going to grab, so go back into here and grab ourselves some item conduits. And for whatever reason, that doesn't want to show me anything at the moment, which is a bit strange. And that's because I was in the wrong area. And oh, I've already got all of the item conduits out there just here. My mistake. Right, so we want this to basically come out of here, and I want this. Why is this behaving so badly? Right, there we go. We seem to be into a little bit of a period of lag at the second, and I'm not really sure exactly why this is happening. But yeah, there we go. So, and this is clever enough that it won't try to sort of like pull stuff that can't be put through the sag mill directly in here. And yeah, I have just thought of a little bit of a problem that we might have with this, in that this is going to pull in stuff like coal as well. And coal can obviously be put through the sag mill and made into coal powder. And if I just let this run as it is at the moment, and I think clay as well, potentially. There's no sand in there. Yeah, I don't really want that. I really, really don't want that to be happening. So I need to put some sort of a filter in there, really. What in here? Let me just have a quick look, actually. The advanced filter. Because I know the normal filter. I don't know, the normal filter might be alright. It might. Let's see what there is. Advanced filter. Existing item filter. Mod item filter. That's not going to help. Chargeable. And that's for a different mod, obviously. So I think let's make one of the basic item filters first of all. So we'll grab some of this stuff. So we want some iron first of all, and hopefully we've got plenty of that. Yeah, so we'll grab some iron out, and we'll grab some paper as well. And I'm not sure, certainly not in that one. Maybe I've got paper in this one. It's not going to be in there. So let's have a look in here, see if we've got any paper. It'd be really handy if we had. Yeah, we have. Cool. So just grab some paper out, and we'll quickly throw together one of these. I think I've got enough chests for that now. So grab that and then grab the whole thing there. Fine, so there's the filter. And if we just, where are we? Over here. We just throw the filter into extract. Yeah, we don't. The problem here is that we don't really get a lot of slots, and I'm kind of thinking to myself that there's potentially going to be more than there's potentially going to be quite a few items that will go through the sag mill. Is there any way that you can sort of see what items go through the sag mill? I don't know. Is there a recipe page or something? Kind of thinking. Not really. Just grinds ores and other items is all it tells you. Okay, that's that's fine. Let's have a quick look at the advanced filter then and see if that actually gives us any more options, because that would probably be quite handy. Advanced, is it just called advanced filter? Yeah, it is. Cool. Right, advanced item filter. So we need a Z logic controller, some paper, and some redstone. Now, for some reason, I feel like I've got one of those hanging about somewhere. So Z, yeah, I have. I've got a few of those. That's fine. And hopefully then we should just be able to, I'll just put that back in again, advanced item filter, advanced item. Yeah, there we go. Right, so we should just be able to shift click that in, and we just need some redstone, so put it on the right one. And let's have a look at the advanced filter and see if that is any more helpful. Okay, so that gives us double the slots, and or dictionary, match metadata. It's a shame that you couldn't have one that you could just put in, like, if it doesn't have the word or in it, that would be really, really handy. But that's fine. I guess what we'll do is we'll put in the stuff that we know that definitely we don't want to go through, that would go through the sag mill if we let it, and we just have to keep our eye on it for now and just catch stuff as it goes through. So I'm going to populate this and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've added a few of the items into the filter that I think I don't want in there for now. As I say, we'll just capture this as and when. And yeah, so now we've got this. We need to put that onto insert mode, and we need to turn the redstone signal off on that. And now hopefully, and that is straight away, is putting coal in there. So I don't want to. Oh, that's whitelisted. I want to blacklist it. Sorry, that was my mistake. Let's take all of that out. And so we've got the copper ore going in there. That's fine. Right, so yeah, a little bit of a silly error there, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's quickly put some of this away that we don't need to have out at the moment. I've just put that in the wrong place. I'm messing up my little system already. Have that in there. We'll have that in there. That, and then in this one we can put the wood, and then we just need to nip into our other one and just pop some of this other stuff away. Lapis, I think, as well. Coal, clay, whatever. Right, that's fine. And then what we want is to have the items coming back out again. Now, for this, we're just going to have to be a little bit careful because it's right next to it. So potentially it's going to link up. Yeah, it is. So if you just give that a tap with the wrench, And we should be able to ensure that that doesn't happen. I'm just going to have to do that all the way along, like so. There, that. And that one. I probably could have done this. I probably could have done something to make this a little bit easier, but that's fine. And that will come all the way down here and into here. And then say just get rid of that one and that one. So those two lines are now totally separate. This is on insert mode. And we can put this onto extract mode. And hopefully, if I don't turn the thing around with my Yeta wrench, hopefully then we'll start to see this stuff sort of like gradually building up. And is there actually anything in there at the moment? There's some coal powder, which I should have took out. Right, so there's basically our copper powder. It's going to make that. It's going to take out. It's going to put it into the drawer. So I think we're all good. As I say, we'll keep an eye on it and just make sure that that isn't pulling through anything that we don't want pulled through. And we can get back through the door. That'd be great. Yeah, so obviously once this thing is emptied over here, which it will slowly do, and I can't see anything else in there that would potentially go through this at the moment, but that's fine. There is so much of this basalt. It just seems to be really, really sort of out of sync with the levels of everything else. I'm gonna have to start binning some of that soon, as I say, because I've got one of the crates up here set for that. But yeah, we've got 71 stacks of that already, and I really don't want to be holding loads and loads of stuff. So I've nipped over to spawn, partly because I want to get my shop sorted out and finalised before I can open it. I've got a little bit more stock that I want to add in here, and partly because after I'd finished the RFTools stuff, I actually carried on recording on something else, and the video was kind of going on a little bit too long. And the stuff that I was doing, I didn't really want to cut it down, so I decided to split the video and just extend that second part out so that there was a whole new video. And I was doing a lot of stuff around the base, so I decided to come over here so I didn't give away any spoilers. So I've grabbed some concrete and I just want to pop all that in there, so that is all ready to go. And I've got to admit, I thought I had a little bit more than that, but that's fine. And I also managed to grab some of the acacia doors, which I can put up now just to finish that off. And I thought we'd just put a little bit of a welcome sign up here just to let everybody know that the shop is now open. Like so. Yeah, and that is pretty good. Pretty happy with how all that's turned out. I don't think I'll leave that there because that looks a bit odd just there, but it'll do for now. So that is going to be about it for today. I hope you found the RFTools stuff quite handy and helpful. I'm certainly pleased that I've sorted out the inventory management at last. That has been going on for way too long. And if you've liked the video, drop us a like. It is always appreciated and very helpful. And as always, guys, until next time, take care. Bye.